Hello, 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 sister friends. Starting a minute early, how about that? It's better than 10 late, right? So good to see you all. We have got a lot to talk about today. This show was amazing, and by amazing, I mean horrible. just unbelievably horrible. So we're going to talk about it. But let me say hi to some people and then I'll get started here. All right, the first one that's popping up, sometimes I don't get the very early people to come in, but I see, let's see, I see Kite, I see Sherry, Pasic, Lynn Skinner, hello, and thank you for moderating again. I appreciate you. Ronia Forever, hi. Jennifer Cummings, hi. Hi, Mama Squirrel. Hi, Ronia Forever. Hi, Diane Wade. Hello, Jennifer Richardson. Move this over here so my eyes aren't like straining over there. Okay. Hello, Diane Wade. Hello, Super Tiffy Lynn. Hi, Brandy Phillips. And our dispatcher badass is back in the house. Lisa Smith, hello. Hello, Coffee Buzz. Ethel Mertz, hi. Lisa, did I say hi to you, Lisa Owen? We have so many Lisas on this channel. So I'll make sure I say hello to everybody. Hello, Rogue. Hello, Elizabeth Murphy. Brandy Phillips, I think I said hi. Coffee Buzz, I said hi. Valadia, welcome. Good to see you. Brandy Phillips, we saw. JL Carpenter, hello. I'll do a couple more and then we will get going. Peach, what's up? Angie Cagle, hello. Vixen Lagon, number 29 in the likes. Diane Wade, hello. I see a lot of you as 1 month subscribers here. It's cool. Texas Sherry's, hello. Whoa, it's jumping ahead. A lot of people are jumping in all of a sudden. Okay, hold on. Now it's frozen. I have to say, I hope that everything goes well today because, I think it was fine for you guys because I wasn't like officially streaming yet, but it was all set up. Anyway, my whole OBS software just crashed and it said it was going to send a report to Apple. I don't know what that's going to do. I'm like, can you tell me what's wrong? So I'm a little nervous. And the texting that's going on up here, the scrolling, I wanted to add, when I saw that it was doing 2 lines today, I'm like, okay, so I could probably add more names to it. And I went to do it and like they were all gone. So hopefully when it's time, I'll delete it and put the next bunch in. I kind of found a way to fix it. Remember how last time I was having a problem? I couldn't, it would just disappear when I added so many names. So I had to take them out and then change them, which we're going to do again today. But I found a setting you can change, but it adjusts up and down and left and right, because there's 2 settings. And all it said, the person that was having the same problem said, oh, I saw that all you have to do is adjust this and this and this one, but they didn't say how. So I tried adjusting it and everything just kept disappearing. I'm like, all right, we're going to do what we did last time. I'll look into how to adjust it for next week. Alicia Adams, hello. Ruth Carroll, let's see, Linda Kohler, Carly No Twitter. Hi, Renee. Hello, Little Midwest Reborn. Whoa, I jumped ahead. Reborns and Dolls. Gina. Hey, Gina. Hi, Sherry Wiley. Hi, Moral Compass. It's good to have a Moral Compass in here. Renee, I think I said hi to you, but just in case I didn't, hello. And number 51 in the likes. That's awesome. Marie Hickson, Living an Eclectic Life. Hello. Oh, good. I'm glad you were laughing at the bonus clips because, you know, the bonus clips is the stuff they cut, it ends up on the cutting room floor. So it's pretty benign, basically. So I was hoping it would be entertaining by the time I got done editing it. So I have recorded that same day. I recorded episode 3 bonus clips, and I also did an episode 4 bonus clips, which at the time, it was Saturday, I think Sunday I recorded it. They still hadn't done episode 5. yet. But they dropped all of those like really, like all on the same day. I think all 4, at least the first 3, all of a sudden appeared in my DVR. So it's still tagged as sister wife, which makes me happy so that I knew that I had access to it. All right. So yeah, and I'm giving you guys pretty much everything. Every now and then there's just like one line here or there that's completely meaningless, or it's a repetition of what they just said that I'll take out. But other than that, I'm trying to let you see all the bonus footage. Okay. Meri, good to see you. Mervy girl, hello. All right. Grandma Morans, hi. Rosalind Davis, hi. Now it's starting to jump around on me. I'm not going to be able to keep following this. Hello, Follow the White Rabbit. As I randomly see names, Denise Turcotte. Oh, you liked it too. I'm so glad. I'm glad people really liked it. Okay. Mallory Sparks, hi. All right. I'm glad you could watch this at work. That's awesome. Wish I could get paid to watch videos. Sometimes I do. If I have a student that doesn't show up for speech therapy, I get paid half. It's kind of odd because I'm still there ready to go. But at any rate, I am getting paid something. And I usually just sit there and watch YouTube videos because I don't know. I can't like start doing anything because I don't know when they might just all of a sudden log in and be there. So I just, in the meantime, watch videos. So I guess I do sometimes get paid. Okay, Ladybird's mom, hello. Ritzby, hi. DiMattina, hello. Yeah, they did drop all at once. Okay, yeah. So I haven't seen, have you seen any since then? I haven't looked. I looked yesterday, I think. I didn't look today at all. The Rusty Trike, hello. Oh, Cass. Hello, Cass. I'll never remember these. Number 72 in the likes. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you. Hi, Michelle Littlefield. I was just going to say something else that was on the tip of my tongue. Missed it. Aw, thanks, Diane. I appreciate that. It makes me really happy that you guys like the bonus stuff. I was a little nervous about it. Hi, Candace Parker from Texas. Did that sound Texan? Do I sound Texan? Or do I sound like I'm trying to sound Texan? All right. Honey Fruity. I like that name. Hello. You're waiting for this. I'm excited. All right. Hi, Dinah Lisa. All right, let's get going. Let's get going. Oh, Lori Carrad, hello. Thank you for moderating. Glad you're here in the house. All right. Miss Ohm, hi. Okay. Mimi, hello. Number 73 in the likes. Excellent. All right. Mervy girl, hello. Oh, and you love the show. I'm so glad you like the show. And the banter's hilarious. The sister friends rock. The banter in these chats is the best. I love it. All right. Laura Vath, thank you. Maybe I'll try to get my son over Christmas. Yeah, over Christmas break. He'll be here longer. He'll be here before. Of course, that's going to be the craziest time of my life, getting ready before everybody comes for Christmas. Our Christmas is a week before the real Christmas. So last year they were running things all the way through Christmas. I'll have a little bit more time. No, I take that back. My one daughter and her husband are going to be here for a whole week. So they're going to be here all the way through Christmas Day. But between Christmas Day and New Year's, I believe they were still dropping stuff last year. So I'll be able to stay on top of it. And I'm trying. Then all of a sudden the bonus stuff came out. I was trying to think, I'm like, okay, I started having ideas for videos to just make generic ones of like, let's talk about Kody saying loyalty or something like that, and put a bunch of clips together and just have a cute little video, just something fun, so that when I'm not able to get online and edit and watch things and whatnot, you'll have something to watch. And then the bonus stuff came out. And I don't want to save the bonus stuff until later because it's topical now, so I don't know what I'm going to do. Thank you, Lynn. You are right. Please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Join only if you're able to. I appreciate everybody being here. The channel is definitely helped by every time you hit the like button, every time you comment in the comments, as well as the comments underneath the video too. So afterwards, if you want to just say, that was a great live, Jen, thanks, feel free to. Right now, everything will show up in chat. I don't know how the chat figures into the algorithm, to be honest with you. But I do know that the comments underneath it, once it gets posted, do. Wouldn't it be funny if, well, it doesn't really matter. People can see the chat at any time. All right, so liking, subscribing, commenting, all huge. The other thing that's really helpful for the channel is watching videos all the way to the end. Believe it or not, that is a huge part of the algorithm, which I guess makes sense. I shouldn't say believe it or not. The content was engaging enough that you wanted to stick it out to the end. So that's why I used to always put like a little bonus something at the end. I should go back to doing that again. I used to have, you know how I insert little clips from movies or television shows or whatnot? I used to always put one at the very end of the video that was just sort of like, well, that was fun, or something like that. Should I do that again? Let me know. Let me know what you think. I can always put that at the very end of the video. And I was changing, they were always different. So that, I don't know why I got away from it. Okay, the other way you can do it is purchasing any items that I like on Amazon, which there is a link to them below every single video. But fear not, if you don't need pens or glasses, after going through that link, any shopping you do benefits me. So I appreciate it, especially with the holiday season coming up. All right, it's just hard to remember. I understand that. And I don't know, don't worry, I won't know individually what all of you are buying. I do see a list of all the items, though. I think that's interesting because some of them don't qualify for some reason. I don't know why. I haven't gotten that deep into the weeds of it. So it'll list like everything that's been ordered and then all the ones that like I earn a bonus off of. And it's just the most interesting thing to look and see what people are buying. I don't know why. It fascinates me. It really does. It's kind of like people watching in the mall. It's like people watching in terms of shopping habits. Like, what do sister friends buy? But it's just a list of items. It doesn't say like what was with which order or who ordered it or anything like that. But all kinds of crazy stuff. And then like every now and then I'll look at it and go, well, what's that? And then I'll click on it. I'm going to end up buying stuff based on what you guys buy. But if you also get a subscription on Amazon, if you go through the link first and then get a subscription to something, there is a little kickback that they give to the content creator. So that's another thing to do. I just created a subscription for kitty litter. And I have a toilet paper subscription too. Not that you care. But it is topical with sister wives, you know, because there's the 2 square limit. All right. So, okay, here's where I have today. We have a very small segment on finances, but thank you that it's in there. We have a considerably large segment on Christine. There's not a whole lot to talk about there. So I feel like maybe we can get that huge hunk out of the way first and talk about that. And then there's like a third of the episode, a quarter to a third of the episode that's Kody at the end that we could talk about for hours. So let's start off with Christine. All right. Let me pull up the chat here so I can see you all. Did I get everything going here? I think so. I think I hit everything on my list. Thank you again, moderators. If anyone is having a difficult time with the chat, hit the little caret at the top where it says top chat and change it to live chat, and that'll put everything chronological for you. And just be kind to each other. That's it. Like, try to keep it clean. Just try to keep the channel from going down. But euphemisms and that kind of stuff is more than welcome. Misspelling a bad word usually works, but sometimes the YouTube algorithm picks it up anyway. And sometimes YouTube channel will automatically delete certain comments that are in there. And some of them aren't that bad. If I see it while I'm live, I have a chance to preview it and I can put them back in, but I don't always see it. And it's the same thing if you put a comment down below one of my videos and then you're like, why'd you take my comment down? It wasn't that bad. It's just, it airs on the side. I think I have mine set to air on the side of take more of it out than less because I just want to be safe. There are too many horror stories of content creators having their channels taken down and then spending a whole month to try to get it back. Could you imagine? We had a whole month where we weren't. Oh, speaking of which, I have a second channel. I promote myself. I do have a sub channel. I don't know why it's called that. It's just a second channel called Reality TV Breakdown. And there is where I do my Seeking Sister Wives. And I know most of you who watch this also watch Seeking Sister Wives. I also do Welcome to Plathville, which I will catch up on. It just started focusing on, I don't know if you watch it, but there's a girl who married one of the boys. It's the kid in this family called Plath. And then they got divorced. And like half the show is still following this girl, like on the other side of the country. She's not anywhere around them, has nothing to do with them. Like it's called Welcome to Plathville, not Welcome to Plathville and Ex-Spouses. Like I just lost interest in the show. But I'll finish it up. I'll put the episodes all together and do like 2 or 3 at a time in one video because I'm a little bit OCD and I don't like things incomplete. That being said, if anybody really needs me to do the Vanderpump Rules final reunion show, because there were 3 of them, I did 2, and then I just lost interest. I mean, I lost interest in the show early on, but I stuck it out. And then somehow, oh, I know why. Because the last one, I think, was either Seeking Sister Wives was starting or this was starting. No, it was a while ago. Must have been Seeking Sister. Something else was starting, and that just took my time and attention. Okay. So Reality TV Breakdown, the link to that sub-channel is in the description down below all my videos as well. So you'll always have access to that. I have it set that every single time, my Amazon link to my favorite things, and I'll add a few more favorite things in there too. It's hard because a lot of people want to know what I'm wearing, and I get it all at Goodwill. All right, that being said, I did buy this to wear with some dress pants, although I didn't have the shirt underneath it. It was summertime. I think I had a tank maybe. For my daughter's rehearsal dinner for her wedding. So there you go. But it was TJ Maxx, so it wasn't really full price. But I went to a store and purchased an item. I have to point it out because 99% of my wardrobe is from Goodwill. I love me some Goodwill. Okay, that's it. That's everything. Let's talk Christine. Let me catch up here in the chat. Okay. Laura E. Yeah, after a while. It was the same thing with a lot of these reality TV shows. Man, Sister Wives has stood the test of time. I used to watch all the Housewives show. Every single city. Watch them all. And then you couldn't tell one from the next one. They were all exactly the same. It's like, we're going to send them all on a trip to someplace where they don't have access to other people, and we're going to give them a lot of alcohol and hope that a horrible fight will break out. And now we're going to put them in some sort of spa treatment and have them talk to each other. Now we're going to go for a walk on a walking path. Like, it was just like over and over and over again. I decided to celebrate my birthday and we're going to have a theme as if we're 5 years old. And maybe they really do that, but like that's the point where I'm like, okay, I just can't even relate anymore. I can't. All right, so this show, I mean, to say I can relate to it would be really weird, but I do, because I just like relate to women who are around the same age as me and who are going through normal life circumstances, who don't spend 10 hours in hair and makeup before they start filming. Like, it's just refreshing. They need to learn who to film. Okay. So Christine, let's talk Christine. I want to know what you all think about this episode with Christine. I liked it. Oops, sorry. Let me turn that off. Oh, it seems like somebody messed up our family gift exchange. The gift exchange. So topical. My daughter said someone RSVP'd after the names were already. Oh, Well, how did she not know who was going to be in the gift exchange? Anyway, apparently I have a new name for the gift exchange. I'll have to look at it later. Oh, I bet it was my husband. Oh, Lordy. Okay. Some things. Okay. What did you think? Tell me, what did you think? Here's where I was going at from it. I enjoyed it as I was watching it. It was sweet and nice. It was too much of the same topic. And I'm very, very happy for Christine. I like the things she says about David and how they're nothing like what she would ever say about Kody. Everything that I've been looking for. He's charming, he's kind, he has amazing eyes. You know, he's an answer to her dreams. I'm really, really happy about that. Hi, under her. Number 160 in the likes. Thank you all for hitting the like button. I appreciate you. So that made me really happy. It really did. It made me really happy. Where it turned for me was when she kept insisting that she had to have all this PDA in front of her children. Somebody who's not a huge fan of like a lot of PDA to begin with really didn't appreciate that. And if it would have been my parent or a sibling or somebody who I knew really well or even a friend, I think it would have icked me out even more. So I'm disappointed in that. I felt like her kids would have been even more on board, and they were on board and they were supportive of her. Of course, they were saying it's all going very fast, and it is. They would have been a lot more supportive of her if she wouldn't have been like sitting on his lap and kissing him and holding it and all that in front of her children. It doesn't matter that they're adults. Somebody else once said, well, they're adults. It's fine. Like, who cares? It's just not right. Nobody wants to see that at any age. Okay, maybe they do. But I don't. It's not my thing. So that disappointed me, especially when she didn't say anything to that effect to the kids of like, oh, I appreciate your feedback, or maybe I can change when I'm around you. But she acts like she literally can't control herself. It was a total Kody scene, really. It was like Kody, how he can't control not touching Robyn at all times and how miserable his life is. I almost wonder if, well, no, I just think that's Christine. That's Christine being Christine, because it almost seems like it could be a reaction to what Kody was like in the last season. So she's like, well, I'm going to do the same thing then. I'm just going to say that I can't keep my hands off my man. But I don't think so. I think that she is just that way, which is fine. Be all touchy, be as affectionate as you want to him. And you can even do it in public, around strangers, fine. But when people know you and they're in your presence and you get like that, it's just uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. And your children. So anyway, when the children specifically said to her, not, like, not really into it so much, but like, we think he's a nice guy. And Peyton's like, yeah, no, Mom, I really support it. And I even support like everything, and your PDA, and that's all fine too. It's just, I want to be in the next room, which I thought was a totally fair thing to say. Like, it's fine. Do whatever you want to do. But like, you're my mom and that's uncomfortable. And it's not just that they've never seen it before, because I feel like that could be an argument, like, oh, they'll get over it. Like, they don't need to get over it. Nobody needs to see it. So, that bothered me. And then we have Aspen, who spoke up very maturely. And as Isabel was leaving, she made a point to say, wait, before you go, Isabel, I just want you to know that, like, what you're feeling is okay. And Isabel like kind of backtracked and then it's like, no, like I'm fine with it now. I'm fine. Like you could tell she's such a people pleaser. Bless her heart. Gosh, Christine's kids are good. So hopefully Christine learned something from her kids. Because when Peyton's like, you can do whatever like in the end, you can do whatever you want. Christine's like, she's good because I was going to anyway. Like, there's a problem. When your children unanimously speak up to you and say, this is a behavior that we find troubling, whether it be because society thinks you're weird or social media and the world will think you're weird because there's cameras involved, or whether it's just that we're really uncomfortable with it. I can't imagine there being anything that I do that if my kids say that really bothers me, Mom, that I wouldn't change it in some way. I mean, maybe not completely curtail something, but certainly take their advice into consideration and figure out how I can tweak and change my behavior. Call me crazy. I can't think of an example right now, but that was the only thing. And then in that scene, we also have Tony being Tony. Just inappropriate, interjecting too much. After everyone says something, he has I agree. Actually, Mykelti was a little bit, not as much as Tony, but wasn't it funny? I don't know if you guys caught this because it was really quick. In fact, I don't think I even commented on it when I did the video, which I just started editing. I still have 3 more hours of stuff that I record. Well, it's not all stuff because sometimes I'm pausing and I'm looking back at the film, so it's not. But I have 3 hours of tape to go through to edit down. And today I got about 10 minutes into the episode. And then I looked to see how much time was left. And I'm like, 3 hours? It's going to take a long time. But that's because I was working on this other video. I wanted to get it out to you. Okay. So Tony says, well, first of all, what I was going to say was that Isabel quickly said to Mykelti, she was talking about it made her uncomfortable and the fact that, and then Christine's like, he said he loved me after a week, or they said I love you to each other after a week. She's like, it just seems like it's a little fast. And, Mykelti's like, well, blah, blah, blah. And right away, Isabel goes, I'm not talking about you. It's so quick. I didn't catch it at all when I watched it live, but when I was going back and watching it, I'm like, I'm listening to you, Isabel. We're not talking about you right now. We're talking about my mother. It was pretty good. And then Tony giving the biggest insult in the world to Christine by saying, yeah, I like David a lot. He reminds me a lot of Kody. Well, why? Why would you say that, Tony? Good. This is a man who clearly doesn't think before he speaks. Unbelievable. When he said that, I was like, what? And then he's trying to backtrack. Maybe he was trying to be funny, because I think a lot of times he is trying to be funny. And I think maybe Mykelti laughs at some of his weird humor because they like to promote that they both have sort of a quirky, weird sense of humor. I have the sense of humor where I like making people uncomfortable. It's not sense of humor. That's inappropriateness. So, and this was a classic example of it. And so then I think because there were crickets in the room and a couple moan and groans, he backtracked and said, well, because they're both boomers. Trying to come up with some other reason. Why would that remind you of Kody just because his age is similar? Like, he was just, I don't know. All right. Oh, hi, Lynn. 176 likes. Thank you, everybody, for hitting the like button. I appreciate you. Okay. Oh, Whiskey River. Yeah, Christine's lap dance for David at the wedding. Way over the top. That's an example. And maybe that's why this bothered me so much. Because thinking back to that, I was uncomfortable watching that. And I had to watch it like 15 times because I'm editing video. There was no time that I watched it that I thought, I'm so... And I remember thinking, I'm just glad I'm not at a wedding watching it. where I would have to act like it was all nice and good. I mean, if I'm at a wedding watching it and I can laugh at it, by all means, but I just feel like, I'm not so sure. Oh, I see a wine glass here, Lynn Skinner. Do we have drinking words? I'll have to keep my eye out on this chat. It's going fast, so let me know. Usually we have drinking word, not that you have to drink alcohol. I don't have alcohol on my thing, but I'll drink when certain words come up. Okay. Well, and that's a good point, Lynn. Maybe Mykelti and Tony are the way they are because Christine is. Maybe she kind of initiates that kind of banter. Could be. All right. Oh, sorry, Waldo's mom. You didn't get your notice again? YouTube is so unreliable on notices, honestly. But I'll be here again 7 o'clock tomorrow. Oh, also, you know what part of the problem would have been? The notices probably didn't go out until shortly before it started. I set it all up today because I want it to be set up with a thumbnail from the show. So I have to wait until after, and then I stay up. I didn't get to bed till like 3:45 in the morning on Monday morning by the time I finished recording everything. And some Monday's kind of shot because I'm not as aware. I always forget to create the thumbnail. Maybe I'll just make thumbnails and just put them out there so you guys know and just have them set up. And after one ends, I'll put live the next one because I created it, got it all ready this afternoon. It wasn't until I sat down here at the computer that I saw that it was listed as private, not public. I'm like, oh, well, nobody's seen this all day. Maybe I'll do that. I kind of like having the picture in there, but okay. I have another screen where it is. That's what I'm pointing to. All right. Why be surprised? She was grinding, yeah. Which is why I know that it's not just a matter of her like kind of giving him a wink or something like that. I know she's over the top. I know she's doing all that little talking in his ear and sitting on his lap and kissing him in front of people while conversations are happening, you know, just like, oh, I can't control myself. He's so cute. I can see it. And I just feel bad for the kids. Yeah, that's a good point, Danny. It was nice to hear the kids say so, and she's in this honeymoon stage, so it's hard for her to hear it. Although I will say, she's still talking about it, that last interview that I just covered. I don't know if that clip I had in there or not, but probably not, because there was a lot of her talking about David and how in love they are and how googly-eyed they are for each other. And I don't think I put it in there, but she was also saying that she was going to go on a honeymoon cruise with him, a delayed honeymoon cruise. And Janelle was saying, oh, I need a cruising buddy. And Christine said, well, we said you can go on any cruise you want with us, but not this one because it's going to be extra special. It's just that constant talk about like, we don't need to hear about your sex life. Don't want to. I just want to know you're happy. And then I'm happy. That makes me happy. When you talk about gross stuff, I get grossed out. And Kody will talk about really gross stuff. She's not really saying gross stuff like he says gross stuff, but it's, you know what I mean. All right. Embarrassing. There you go, Lori. That's what it was. All right. Aspen is gorgeous inside, isn't she? She is just drop dead gorgeous, that girl. I will say that Kody and Christine make some beautiful babies. All right. Yeah, that's true, Danny. She was emotionally stunted with her relationship with the AUB. Yeah, it's true. And that's why I kind of gave her a pass at the beginning. But I'm like, there needs to be a learning curve at some point that where you go, oh, right, this isn't okay. I mean, now that I think about it, even guys I dated back in high school, if I was around my friends, I wouldn't be all like gooey and, like maybe kissing him by the locker when no one was around between classes, but not like if we were walking in a group. I don't even know if I'd hold his hand if everyone else in the group we're all just like friends of mine and not like mutual couples or something like that. I don't know. I just felt like I always kind of had that, respecting people's comfort levels. Yeah. And she does like to sometimes say inappropriate jokes, not as much as Mykelti does, but like, so maybe there's just that little part of her that's that way, but I don't know. I feel like she'll learn. All right. So that's all I really have, I think, from them together. It's great to see them in love. It's great that he hits all the things she wants. There was one more scene with her. Oh, I thought it was telling when she mentioned that when she was going to the therapist, Nancy, that Nancy had her write down all the qualities. I wonder if this is all the way back when it was her and Kody going together on they took Nancy with them for their anniversary weekend in Galveston, Texas. I wonder if this happened at that point. But Nancy had her write down all the qualities that she that she would want in a husband. Like the perfect man, who would it be? And she made a list of things. Good communicator, somebody who's attracted to me. They were pretty basic. They weren't like really lofty things. And Kody looked at the list and said, I'm not any of these things for you. So he knew he was not meeting her needs. Possibly as far back as that Galveston trip. I don't know when it actually was. But the other thing I do like is, take the good with the bad, with the kind of over-the-top crazy, I want to touch you all the time, and bite my bottom lip. See, that's the other thing. That whole biting the bottom lip, that little kind of sexual, like, come and get it look. I'm like, I don't want to see anybody make that look. Unless I'm like watching a rom-com. Other than that, I don't need to see anybody do that. Okay. But what I do like is that what comes with sort of her over-the-top affection for David is just her general over-the-top personality, which is often just very bubbly and exciting and fun to be around. And it annoyed Kody. And he would always try to like tell her to turn it down a few notches. I mean, well, Janelle as well. They've had a conversation about it. And she learned that around Janelle, I can't be quite so weird in public because Janelle gets embarrassed. But with Kody, he didn't like that part of her, which is really kind of complicated because at the beginning he said he liked how bubbly she was. And he always said her bubbliness and her fun nature is what he likes the most about her. But then at the same time, her over-the-top kind of crazy out there personality would drive him crazy. Whereas David just likes the whole package. So that's good. He likes her for her. She doesn't have to change a thing. I think she kept trying to change for Kody, but she couldn't change. So it just created conflict where he was still frustrated by her, and then she was frustrated because she was attempting to make a change that she couldn't make the change, but she wanted to please him, and it was a mess. It was a hot mess. Okay. All right. Hey, Scarlett. She's happy because she feels desirable again. Kody has always been the problem. Yeah, that's true. Now he sees. He didn't think anybody was going to like her. Remember that? He said so. He came right out in probably season 17, I would say, right when she left. It must have been the one-on-ones at the end of season 17 where he pretty much said nobody's going to want to date her. And she finds somebody like light years better than Kody. Ugh. Okay. All right. So I will keep an eye on this. Yes, Scarlett, we're going to talk about Meri too. at the very end. I'll bring that up. Oh, the burrito comment. What the heck? David has a burrito? I mean, is that like slang for he's gifted? Anatomically gifted in his man parts? Is that what that means? All I know is, wasn't it, somebody said to him that was inappropriate when he said it in the room. So much of what he said was inappropriate, but that one he got called out on. Oh, okay. So let me know. Let me know what the burrito. Oh, there's over 200 people hitting the like buttons. Thank you. Thank you, Meri. Number 224. Okay. Okay. Kody has a taquito. Oh my goodness. 3 of the women look fabulous. Never better. You're right. Oh, David said to Christine, I'm your burrito. Okay. So then when they were all together, did they change it? And did Tony say David has a burrito? Do you remember? Because then somebody said that's inappropriate. Was he like twisting the, like, is that his like word for her? I'm your burrito? Because he like wraps her up and gives her hugs. Oh gosh, Maggie, I don't think so. Gosh, could you imagine if they put that on the show? I'm thinking it means that he like gives her lots of hugs and attention and all the stuff that Kody never did. So he's like, I'm your burrito. But I'm curious what exactly the words were that Tony said. Hi, Black Swan Gothica, welcome. And hi, Tracy's Fractured History and more. Glad to see you both. Okay. All right. So let's briefly talk finances here. All right. Very small section from Janelle, who was at Maddie's house after Christmas, during Christmas, her trip out there at Christmas time. And she shares that she realized for the longest time she was sticking around and hanging on to everything and kind of playing nice with Kody because of the land. And she still, I think, has to play nice until he buys her out of that land. She just can't really be herself unless he watches the show, which you know he does. So she finally told him when she came to the realization that, listen, I can go. I can do this. And especially when Maddie kind of reached out. Maddie and Caleb sort of reached out and said, let's do it together. And then Janelle was like, yes. Like she just felt like, okay, we'll do it as a team. So she asked Kody if he would like to. David said burrito and Christine said inappropriate. Oh, is that what it was? Gosh. Oh, interesting, Sam. Why did I have that all mixed up in my head? Probably because it was 3:30 in the morning. Okay. All right. That's good to know. So Christine's the one that said inappropriate. So that was a whole different scene. That was at the restaurant. Okay. Getting everything mixed up. That's why I need you here, sister friends. I rely on you. So Janelle said that Kody was surprised that Janelle said, why don't you buy me out? And I get that, because you kind of got that sense at the beginning of like the Talking Head stuff that he was still like, I don't think Meri's gonna build out here, but like, I don't know, maybe. Gosh, that would just be weird. I don't know. And then we saw previews for this season where he tries to get back together with her. And she's like, what? What are you talking about? Like at this point in the show, it appears that they've gone a good 9 months definitely without seeing each other. and without really speaking to each other either. She said even business stuff that they have to deal with is down to texting. So Kody was surprised, and it may have just been over text, and said that he simply didn't have the money to do it at the time. So she told him, take out a loan, which he did in the end. So now I wonder if the loan that he took out was his balance to pay off the land, and then also to buy out Janelle. And it made it sound like they were just kind of making payments, but they weren't. They were going to end up having to make a balloon payment at the end. And Meri had a portion to pay. Somehow Robyn's at. Did she mention Robyn? I don't remember that. I just remember her saying Meri and Cody and her. But she may have said Robyn as well. We all have our portion to pay off. And then she said, I have my money to do it, but Kody doesn't have his. So she was very nervous. And I could understand that she would have also been nervous to put any more money into paying it off. Like, how much more am I gonna, like if I owe another $20,000 to pay off my portion, I don't want to give you that extra $20,000 if you're not going to pay off the rest of the land, because then everything I've paid into it is gone. Poof, up in smoke. What a horrible situation she found herself in. I don't understand how that came to be. Okay. So we got a little bit of finance talking. And what I thought was interesting is, and this is going to be different from, actually, I think the video I just put out today, now that I think about it, talked about the dividing of the land and how Christine said she didn't think it was going to be fair. And I'm like, I don't think it's going to be fair either. We'll see how it all works out. According to this episode, Kody has come out and said, sorry. So damped. I'm sorry. And I apologize with all the slurring and lisping and weird moving of my lips. These aligners that I have, this set of them, every 10 days I have another set. This set was just not made well. And it's cutting into my gums, and I keep like moving my lips around to try to, and I do it, I'm completely unaware. As I'm editing my videos, I'm like, why the heck do I keep making like Elvis impersonations? I mean, I know I felt it, but I didn't realize how much I was distorting my face. So it feels like it's mostly healed. They did a bad job on this set. Okay. I think because of it, I'm more of a mouth breather. So then I need more chapstick. All right, Kody said he was going to divide up Coyote Pass into 4 sections. I am shocked. At least according to Janelle. She said that's what he told her. And so, yeah, quarter. And so they're all going to get a quarter of it. That's fair. All right. We'll see, right? Do you think that's going to happen? Do you actually think that he's going to let everyone have a quarter of it? Because I pointed this out. I pointed it out actually in the video I published today. If that were to happen, that would mean Robyn would lose more than half of what her name is on right now. Because she has over 7 acres of property after Christine after Christine wrote away her name off of it, which left her whole parcel in Kody and Robyn's name, because Robyn's name was on her parcel too. It was divided up weird to begin with, and what I would give to have the conversation on how they came to the way that it was originally divided up with the different names on it. No talk about that. Boo on you, TLC. Has anyone gotten any information if it's true that there's a new production team because everything I see online still lists the same production team. But it came up again on some thread or Reddit or somewhere. And they're like, oh, I heard that they just fired the... I'm like, but maybe that's like going forward from filming right now. That could be. Okay. Ah, Lori, when Meri wore her aligners on Fridays with Friends, people spread that she was drunk. I could see that because this makes me lisp. And it's really, really hard as a speech therapist to have a lisp. And they say that, oh, after a few days you get used to it and you don't have it. And yeah, it gets better, but like each set's slightly different. Like this one's not so great. I don't know who did it, but I wish I knew. I wish they like had names on them. And I could say, I don't want Timmy to make any more of my aligners. This set is cutting into my gums. Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. I almost took it out today, but like I have the kind I'm supposed to wear 22 hours a day. That literally means they come out just to eat because you can't eat or drink. Although I've dropped a ton of weight since starting them. It's a really, if you want straight teeth and a skinny waistline, go the route of aligners. At least these. Maybe Invisalign, the expensive ones, mold and fit so perfectly you don't even realize it, and then you can eat and well, I mean, I drink anyway. I mean, they say you're only supposed to drink water, but I always have like hot chocolate and flavored drinks. I do anyway. I figured if it stains them a little bit, it's not for long because every 10 days I get a new set. Anyway, just want to say, gosh, I can't tell you how much I snapped during the day. I didn't realize until I completely stopped doing it. Okay, Robyn's name is in too much property right now. That's right, Kathy. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Promises, promises, right? And for Kody to say also, oh, the women are upset because I didn't, I said I was going to divide up the land, but I hadn't done it, which coincides with actually everything we've seen in 14 seasons. Well, 14 years. 18 seasons, as well as what Robyn just said here in terms of him saying, well, you know, let me divide it up and then I'll buy you out. And she's like, we'll see. He's like such a talker. Like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I think he pays people to just do things because he can't get anything done. I don't even think it works. Otherwise, the wives would be able to explain what he does, and they can't. Nobody knows. I still got to find that clip and make a recording of it because that's an excellent one where she's like, I don't know what he does. He gets in his car and he drives around all the time. He says he's working. I love it. I'm like, that's what we've been saying. And for one of the wives to come out and say they don't know what I mean, that's just proof. The man does nothing. All right. Oh, okay. So I'm going to let you talk amongst yourselves a little bit. Give me your final thoughts on Christine and what you think about this whole financial thing with Kody. And I'm going to try to change these names. Oh, Tracy's fractured history. This chat moves so fast when I click on it. I don't know what I'm clicking on. That is so true. I am also very surprised that the IRS is not investigating them. 100%. Okay. Oh, that's the main screen? Welcome screen? Okay. Okay, let's see here. Neither one of these have... That one definitely doesn't. Okay. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm trying to change the names above, but I might not be able to. Okay. All right. Oh, that's encouraging. Preview, main screen. Nope. It will not. There's not anything here. I think this is it. I'm not going to be able to change these, and I am 2 screen. Okay, let me try one more thing. Let me see if I can put in a second one here. I didn't think about that. Okay, lock that. No, the whole source, everything is locked in there. It wanted me to run it in safe mode, but then it was all like weird and everything. I'm like, well, no, because I need my chat and I need my everything. And now it's just, I guess to make up for that, it's just freezing everything. Oh, technology. Another thing to look up. Let me write it down this week. Why my Apple computer? I mean, this isn't the top of the line, but like, it's not like I'm doing major gaming in that. I'm just streaming a video. I have no problems with Zoom. Okay. Okay, people. We'll keep going. I don't think there's anything I can do about it. But I just have to, whoops, cancel. I am going to, this would be a good time though, before we start on talking about Kody right now, that I can do my shout outs of big supporters and exclusive SOS supporters. So here we go. The big supporters on the channel are Shaniqua Smith, That's My Shoe, Lisa True, Storms in Life Crisis There, Knit My Bit, Elizabeth Murphy, and Lynn Skinner. And our exclusive SOS supporters are Evie. Aw, Evie, that's the same name as that cute little girl, Maddie's little one. Evie. Oh, I have Kendry MP written here. I wonder if it's Kendra. I'm going to double check that. Kendra or Kendry? MP. Cheryl Smith, Steam Frog 99, Living an Eclectic Life, Laura McWilliams, Sarah Lewis, Libby Schur, Sean J, Marie Crab, Waldo's Mom, Sherry Pazik, I think. Leanne Marie. Sherry, I saw you in the chat. Let me know if that's a long A or short A. I know I got the second half of the word right. Leanne Marie, Laura Bondurant, Jamcracker, Sharon, Dee Dee, Lisa F, Nyla, Danny Towns, Lisa Gasca, I'm Your Huckleberry, Ms. Lita, Julianne Kenkel, Michelle, Alyssa1704, Kaylin, Donna Redman, and Jessica Denham. All right, excellent. Of that last group of those XOS supporters, of the ones that were able to make it to the live on Sunday night, 3 of them had twins. Can you believe it? Out of that small group? That's amazing. I don't know if I've written down here. I just can't remember who the third person was. If it's you, you should let me know. Write it in the chat. Did I write it down? I don't think I wrote it down. Waldo's mom. I remember you had twins. Sean J also has twins. And then one other person did too. All right, we're talking Kody now. Unbelievable. I mean, we knew it was going to be good because we had so much of just Christine and David in the episode. And I'm like, they have to be serving it up to us really good at the end. It's like something crazy must have come out of Kody's mouth for them to, so that we would just go, okay, don't care that it was just kind of the same old story at the beginning. Maybe that's partly why it bothers me too with Christine, is that we heard all of this last season. We heard it all in the 2 hours of wedding episodes. We heard it all in the one-on-ones. And then in every interview she's been doing ever since then, including the ones I just included in my review, if you want to go watch it. But I didn't include any of the David stuff because I'm like, same stories. They're all the same stories. The hearts sinking together, the melting into, like it was so sweet the first time I heard it. So like, this is like the 10th time I've heard it. So I'm like, all right, check, move on. Okay. Kody demonstrating smugness to a whole nother level in this episode. He walked in as smug as could be right off the get-go. You could just tell from the way he walked in from the strap. Like I have to go back and look at it again, and I haven't edited this part of the video, but there was also a really weird exchange right when he came in with her. Like, I don't know if he blew past her, or I don't know if he walked in the door and she didn't expect him to just walk in, that, you know, like he didn't knock maybe. I don't know, because I feel like at the ring episode when Meri was telling him that she was going to move her business up to Parowan, I know Robyn walked up to Meri's door and waited for Kody. And so she just stood there, and he came up, and I thought she knocked right before. Now, I guess she's the sister wife too, so maybe that's different. I do know that Christine said that her house was always an open door policy. Nobody had a knock. The kids could come in and go absolutely anytime they want, and they could raid her refrigerator anytime they wanted to. And so I wonder if Kody was just used to that and then forgot he divorced Meri. Really don't have those privileges anymore, son. I don't know. I have to look at it. So it's not going to be in my video, but if you guys remember, let me know. Let me know. Trish, you were number 296 in the likes. Thank you, everybody, for hitting the like button. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, good point. Carly, no Twitter. Remember when Kody made Christine promise she'd never come after him for money? Guess he thought that meant he was off the hook for helping pay for Truly. Yeah, so he's like, oh, I can treat you however I want now. Okay. Let's go ahead and transition this. All right, so he comes in and he had an extra level of affect amongst him. Like, to me, it felt like a performance. Like he's really been practicing this the entire time. And I know some people said that they felt like, oh, well, he didn't want to be doing this. That was part of the problem. But I feel like part of him really did want to do this because he was using it as an opportunity to state his platform and his position on everything. He was. What bothered me was he starts off confrontational and quite a dick. And Meri started being taken back a little bit. And then she's like, I didn't know this was going to be an argument. Because I'm like, this is already good. No. And then he says, it's an accountability conversation. And she says, okay, yeah, all right. I don't know if that's because she thought he meant he was going to offer accountability for his actions, so she was open to it, because he meant this is an accountability conversation for you, Meri. And for her to just say, oh, okay, yeah. I would just want to be like, no. Don't tell him that. She is still at the point that we were watching, because in real life, I don't believe she is. At this moment, after the divorce, after the release, she is still subservient to him. She is still, I guess, I don't know if she's not trying to win him back, but I guess she wants him to think of her as just being nice or something. Or maybe she clearly has had a lot of therapy. Maybe in her therapy, she has just learned to completely not let him ruffle her feathers anymore. But I'm like, no, that's pull back. Too much therapy. You can't let him get away with this. Oh. Okay. Scarlett, I don't apologize. I'm snarky. I got it. Okay, so it's long A. Pasic. I'm writing that down too. I have no brain left. That's why I've asked you like 3 times, Sherry. Long A Pasek, thank you. Okay. Ethel says she's going to become the Grim Reaper as soon as the man runs out of money. Absolutely. She will be looking around for the one with the lot of money next. Meri thought it was a great episode because Robyn only had 1 line. Oh, Carly, no Twitter, 100%. She looks 1,000 times better without any makeup and without the big bouffant curly hairdo going on too. She's like 10 years younger as well. I don't know why she does that to herself. Maybe Kody likes it. Maybe she has it for Kody. Maybe she looks like some of the women in the videos he likes. Just saying. Okay. Maybe they like to role play. Okay, let's see here. Is Prairie Dog Poop Pass worth that much? No sewer or water hookup. Yeah, well, there's no water hookup at Kody and Robyn's house either. They had to do the tank. Oh, they got the tank. That was an episode when Saul was younger. They got the huge tank that would provide enough water for all the lots. It would have been enough for 4 houses. So I guess that's now considered an asset on the property because they got it was massive, huge tank that they would get filled with water. So it does have water, but the sewer, I don't know what you do about the sewage. Probably all goes into Prairie Poop Pond. Kody and intimacy. Oh yeah, that was the worst part of this. Okay. King of Deflection is exactly what was going on. What I didn't like is he was starting to play Meri. Like I have a lot of this that's going to be in the video. I know this is a lot of the talking that I did. I feel like he went in with an agenda, and his agenda, I'm giving away what I talked about in my video. His agenda was that I'm going to get on film that Meri is the one that wanted to leave, that I didn't abandon her. Now, the man clearly does not understand the definition of abandonment at all. The fact that he could treat her the way he did and he doesn't see that as abandonment means literally you must be desolate out on the street saying, "Please, sir, may I have some pennies so I can get a coffee?" That must be his idea of abandonment, and he didn't do that. Because what he did was worse than abandonment, really. If he didn't like a wife and just said, "Listen, this is over and I don't want to be married to you anymore and we're going to go our own ways," then okay, jerk. And yeah, maybe you don't get any more wives. Do you want more wives, Kody? Like, that's the confusing part to me too. Well, no, because when you abandon somebody, that means you can't get any more wives. I'm like, well, you're not getting any more wives. You've come out many times and said you're not going to have any more wives. And after Robyn came in the family, I don't think he ever wanted to have any more wives. So that doesn't make any sense to me. So yeah, he just straight up abandoned her. But boy, he has a bee in his bonnet regarding that word abandonment. So you can just see how a narcissist works through a conversation to get people to do. And it's why every now and then Meri was like, huh? Like, what? There was one time he tried to get her like almost to like finish his sentence. And that was that really awkward part where he said, "So now you and I are," and then he doesn't say anything. Trying to get her to say, "We're not together again." Right, okay, yeah, good. You know, he's just like, I just need your words out of your mouth to come out and say, "This is the end and I'm leaving." Because then he thinks he hasn't abandoned her. Dumb. Not true. But you can tell that's what he was doing the whole time. Just kept trying to set her up. And then finally, when he got her to say all the things he needed her to say, He's fine. Although I really believe that when he went into that meeting, he went with a directive from Robyn that you make sure it doesn't go really poorly, you end up on a good note, and invite her here for Christmas. So Kody was a little freaked out at the end when Meri just volunteered. Well, I'm not going to come for Christmas. But why? Why does my ex-wife not want to come with my current wife to Christmas? The dumbest question in human history. Oh, the fact that she was doing it for so many years is the dumbest thing in human history, but nevertheless, unbelievable. Yeah, no. And then for him to swoon her and sway her into coming, he's like, well, I have a wife, and she considers you family. So you should come because you don't want to hurt Robyn, right? So glad she didn't fall for that. So glad. That would have been terrible. All right. The intertwining of his fingers. I almost vomited at that moment. I don't know that I wrote down the exact words on here that he said. Oh, I think I was trying to cover my mouth so that I wouldn't make a mess on my desk. Oh no, I don't think I have it written down. But it was right before the whole O-talk. It was like Robyn and I, when we're together and intimate, we're like this. And he goes like really slow into it. It's just creepy. It's so creepy. Like, ew, what are you doing? Don't do that. Oh, ew. We don't need to see what any of that represented. But then to go on and for him to say, and me and Meri, we're like this. I'm like, and then he doubles down on it and says, you know, F and F. Never heard of F and F in my life. Never heard of it. One person in our live on Sunday night said that their ex-husband, I think it was Huckleberry, said the I shouldn't say a name because now I don't know. Somebody's ex-husband in the live said that their ex-husband would use that term too for fighting and then making up. That's what we would say it. That's what most people would say. Or maybe even just say make up sex. But no, he has to be crude. Rude and crude. And then use those words. And then to make sure everybody really understands what F and F means, he has to say the only thing that it would result in is an orgasm. I don't ever want to hear that word come out of his mouth ever again. Because, quite frankly, maybe for you, Kody, but I'm sure it wasn't for Meri. Just you. Oh. Okay. Maybe he just used the F word since he knew mentioning sex would be embarrassing for Meri. Yeah, what he did with a demonstration, though, yeah. If his intent was to protect her, he made it worse. He made it 10 times worse. It's worse than listening to my parents talk about their intimacy. Yes, this was really bad. This, I felt like trumped the wet pencil line. I think, for me, it did. Because we had the graphic of this, and then the graphic of this, and then the overt explanation of what I'm referring to. Like, it kept getting worse as he was going on. Whereas wet pencil was a one-line throwaway. Horrible, which is why I say I think it's worse, just because the wet pencil comment was about his child. I don't know. They're two different levels of horror. Maybe I can't even compare them to each other. Unbelievable. Okay. Let me look here at the chat. Yeah. And the second F is fight. Which he didn't even get straight the first time. He's like, and the first F is fight. I mean, the second F. No, he started saying the second F is fight. I mean, the first F is fight. No, I heard somebody else say that too, Sam. The Red Pill Men's Club. Maybe that's where he heard it. I don't know. I forgot about Christine promising not to come after him for money. Well, and she only promised it because he wanted her to. Because he put it out there saying, although he put it out there saying, I don't want another man to come, and then he wants to take all my money and all that. She's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it. David doesn't want a penny of this. You know that. This is all spite, but spite in the best way. A good spite. It's a deserved spite. This is a man who has fallen short on his responsibilities to his children more times than not, and the only leverage left is the fact that there are a couple years before it truly becomes 18. So now is the time to strike, to at least get something out of him, since he hadn't contributed for so long. So I think just randomly coming after him for money, like she's not coming after him for alimony. And I think that's kind of what she meant. Like, I don't even think they were thinking about that. Like, everything seemed like it was going to be half and half. That's what he wanted. Oh, I got to make sure we do it in this one jurisdiction because I need to make sure that it's fair. Like, I don't want her taken away from me. I need half time with Truly. I hadn't seen her in months. I hadn't seen Savannah in months, and she lives in the same city. He's just full of it. Crass, crude, rude. That's right, Miss Molly's mom. Absolutely. It was crass. It was horrible. It was disgusting. He's a pig. Robyn wants Meri there so she can get a break from Kody and his groping. Probably true. He claims he can't do it in front of other people, so now that everybody's gone, it's just them. He should be able to touch her all he wants. Enjoy it, Robyn. You have them all to yourself. Which is what you always wanted. Which is not completely true. Kind of facetious when I say that, because I don't think she ever wanted to be the only wife. I think she always wanted to be in a plural marriage because she wanted other people to pay her bills. She wanted other income. She wanted other people to plan parties. She wanted other people to cook. She wanted other people to work. And she wanted to be elevated to queen bee status. So she always wanted to be top wife. But she never wanted to be only wife, because with that comes a level of responsibility. All right. Please do not mansplain your nasty nonsense, Kody. Absolutely. Meri should pull off his last remaining hair. That'd be funny. She's not having them now, and I need to. I don't know, because I have these other videos, and I have to get this other one done, and I have many hours of stuff I recorded for it, but I really need to do a deep dive into some of the postings and stuff that Meri's been putting out there. I just get frustrated because those Friday with Friends on Facebook are so long, and you can't pause or rewind. There's no, I mean, why? I guess I could set up like my phone to like a computer and just see if I can get it to video record it, and then I can go do something else. But I don't have the time to just sit there for 2 hours in hopes that there's some content that would be worthy of sharing with you all. I just can't. But if I could fast forward it, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll see if there's a way that I can record the screen playing it on a computer and then watch it back on my phone and then go from there. But I know she's been making snarky comments, a lot of snarky comments about him. So she's getting more and more frustrated, understandably. I wonder if I think they wait to do the one-on-ones until close to the end of the season. And then they they may have done them already. But that's okay. That's okay if they've done them already. The only thing that won't be in it, and they might bring them back just to get that segment, would be the lawsuit with Truly. All the things that Kody's saying about Meri, I just would love to see her reaction to it. And in those interviews with Janelle and Christine, and one of the, that week where they were doing the press junket, in one of them, Christine mentioned that she had seen the whole season. So that makes me think that they probably have, or are shortly, but probably have already recorded the one-on-ones at the end. No one with a brain says FNF. No one around here has ever said it except for maybe frat boys. Yeah, I guess sounds like something frat boys would say. I guess I should just be grateful that I don't hang around with anybody who would use that as part of their everyday conversation. All right. Did she really promise anything except to see Truly? Yeah. You know what? He didn't keep his promise. He wanted 50% time with her. He hasn't seen her. So there you go. Not going to see her, then pay me for that other 50% of the time. Okay. O is the worst. O is the worst. I couldn't believe it. Kody opened the door for all the ladies to tell their side of the... Follow the white rabbit, you're right. He opened that door. Now, they haven't been sharing what he's like in the sack, but they could have been. As soon as they left, they could be sharing how miserable their life has been. Christine could be out there saying he doesn't know how to give an O. I didn't know until I met David. Yeah. And so how selfish he is in the bedroom. Now they're open to talking about it because, well, Meri certainly is. He even used hand gestures. Yes, he did. Oh, gosh. It was so bad. So bad. Oh, gosh, that's right, Kathy. If he tries to take it one step further, or if Robyn comes back and says, oh, no, he's really good. This could go so wrong so quickly. Oh. Kody turned off most of the women watching with it. Yeah. We all wanted to vomit. All of us wanted to vomit at that time. All of us. Collectively. There was a collective vomit heard around the world. I was freaking out when he just did this. And I still didn't even complete. I just thought he was just sort of meaning intertwined. But he just did it so creepily that I was like, ew. And then he just kept going. Unbelievable. That's right, Julie. I am sure he can't keep his hands off of her, and she is not having it. Although, allegedly, if you were to allegedly be on steroids, doesn't that allegedly make it difficult to perform? I feel like I've heard that somewhere. No one's standing up to him. His brain is just rotted. That's right, Mandy. He had a patriarchal situation. He keeps saying, I never had patriarchy. I'd love to know what he thinks he could do to make it more patriarchal. That's what I would like to see, because really in the end, the women acquiesced to everything that he wanted. So show me this. I guess having zero opinions, I think that must be it. The fact that his wives were able to actually have an opinion on anything at any point meant he nothing patriarchal about this relationship at all. This was so distorted about him. It probably is true. Because one little thing and he thinks that he's Superman. Like, if I want to rub my wife's feet or carry in her groceries, yeah, then I should be, like, he's man of the year or something. So you telling me that if you were around and the other wives come home from shopping, you don't carry in their groceries? You're a jerk. You're a pig. Honestly. He thought that that was just him being an amazing husband and that he would rub her feet every now and then. Isn't he great? That really bothered me too. It's your fault if I want to love on you. Makes no sense. You cannot use the word fault there. Fault is a negative word. It is a negative result of negative. His language is the worst. Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Roleplay comment was choice. Unfortunately, half my water's up my nose. Oh. What's the other thing he said right around that time, too, that had me in a tailspin? I will say, you saw very much of a narcissistic psychopath kind of behavior when he kept going from this sort of smug, arrogant, mean guy to all of a sudden, oh, I really like you, Meri. It was that I felt like I was watching a horror movie, some psychopath. And that freaked me out too. I really like you. I mean, I didn't for the last 6 years, but I really like you. And she confronts him. Let's be honest, Kody, it's been more than 6 years. He's like, no, it's been, but well, it was that same stutter that he did with Janelle. Like, what do you mean I didn't see Savannah for 6 weeks and Christmas was part of that time? He did the same thing this time. Like, just be honest, Kody. Just say it. He can't be honest. And he just couldn't get himself to, like, agree with her because he's a man. He's a patriarch still. No, but I mean, I don't know how long it's fine. Let's change the subject. Ugh, he's a jerk. Oh, fist. Oh, goodness. This is taking a turn. Gosh, I hope an F is not a fist. Yeah, I believe you, Black-Eyed Sue. Yes, I do not think. Fight or flight, Lynn. On Sunday night, that's what a couple of us were saying. When he first said F and F, that was the first thing that came to all of our minds. Fight or flight? So the two of you like, and then I thought, okay, why does he have to say F and F? Why doesn't he just say fight or flight? And then I'm like, oh, fight or something else. Okay. It didn't surprise me that TLC allowed the description since TLC is owned by NASA. Why? What is NASA doing? Why? Fill me in. I'm out of the loop. That's true, Kathleen. She made that promise because she wanted him to be a father. She wanted truly for there to continue to be a connection between the two of them, but he didn't do his part. Oh, that's a very good question here, Fairy D. Let's talk about this. Why do you think he made a point to say he often disregards Robyn's opinions when talking to Meri? It was so rude and disrespectful to Robyn, his favorite wife. That was for the AUB leaders too, I think. I think trying to get Meri to say either that we equally decided this and I didn't abandon you, because if she says, oh yeah, we together decided it's time to go, which is what she kind of in the end admitted to, but in her brain, she was saying, yeah, we both agreed to it because you said that there would be no relationship left anymore. So who would want that? But he doesn't care about that part. It's just like who says the words is all that matters in his small little brain. So he's like, okay, I got Meri to admit that together we agreed to it. And then that's when he went on to say, and so like, what's our relationship now? Now you tell me we have no relationship. Okay, got that done too. Check, check. Now the last thing is, he is known as being whipped by Robyn. And the fact that he has 3 wives that have left him, one that specifically went to the church for a release, makes it look like he has no control at all. That his wives are just running amok. Although they're not. They're all doing the right thing. He's running amok. Nevertheless, I think this was the last bullet point that he wanted to get in, besides the fact of making sure Meri came to Christmas, which she didn't do, so he failed on that one. But I think the last thing he intended to prove in his little practice speech that he went over before he got over there, was, okay, I also, because I know the AEB is watching these shows, I need to make sure that they know I'm the man of my house and that those other women are flawed and that's why they left. And the one that's staying is there and will submit to the authority of patriarchy as is written in the AUB guidelines. And so I think that's why he threw it out, because all of us, again, collectively around the world went, I mean, one lie after another, but that's got to be one of the biggest ones. You don't listen to Robyn. Come on. Not true, not true, not true. But she wears the pants. We've said it 100 times. So I think that was the whole intent behind that. I don't think he minded throwing Robyn under the bus. He's already thrown her under the bus. Remember I had the little picture of the guy going under the bus? What did he say about her at that point? That it was her fault. That he's only been stringing Meri along for as long as he has, not because he's mean or ill-intentioned, but because Robyn kept telling him that she felt like she got a sign from God or something along that line, that it was all going to work out. And so for all these years, he's been stringing Meri along because of Robyn, because Robyn said, you need to stay and work it out. I believe that it's ordained. I heard the word. I don't know what terminology they use, but and so, yeah, so he threw her under the bus before. So he'll throw anybody under the bus as long as it's to save his own skin, even his precious Robyn. So indeed, I think this is another example of it. I think he doesn't really care. He'll just talk around it with her and smooth it out later on. But what he cares most about is these men, these leaders in the church. Even though he claims he doesn't care about them at all because he's not part of it anymore. Oh, he cares. He cares. He cares if anybody heard the interviews with Notes to Self 444, who is the daughter of the prophet of the AUB. And she shared that after he was done with the meeting on the phone with Kody, that he talked to her and shared with her that Kody was none too happy on the phone, but pretty much quickly on dismissed the whole Meri thing and just moved on from it. Didn't really care that much, but started really getting angry and upset over Christine, who never went to the church for anything. But just in case she decided she wanted to. I mean, Christine is still living rent-free in this man's head. Still, I don't know. I don't get it. I always thought it was because of the like blue blood royalty line in that. But according to Notes to Self 444, it's really not that significant in the church. That he really kind of being the cool, young, good-looking guy who decided to come into this faith really sort of had a higher social standing almost than she did. I mean, she has more authority than I do. I find it hard to believe, but like she would know. I don't know. I'm not there. Like that doesn't make sense to me. And my version made sense. But I have to take her at her word. So yeah, she said that so it's not that it's a disgrace based on her lineage. It's just Christine. Christine is just, she thinks that it might be almost that because Christine was actually of lower importance, like she didn't have a lot of suitors and all that kind of stuff, that he was doing a favor sort of to her. And so for him to offer himself and allow her to be his third wife was generous on his part, if you will, because he said he never loved her, and he may never have loved Christine. That one I almost believe. Meri, I can't believe. Janelle, I don't believe. But Christine, I can see that. So for the person who he feels he rescued, if you will, to turn around and say, you're not all that, I'm out of here. And to tarnish his name, that he is just bitter and resentful and he cannot get over it. And he thinks that there was never any conversation about it. She just kicked him out, like she abandoned him, which is why he was so upset when he was talking to the leader, saying if she comes and says that she was abandoned, there is no way. We didn't have a chance to really talk. She just packed up my stuff and put it in the garage. Because he doesn't see the whole build up to that as counting as abandonment. So he's just really upset. I don't know. See, Kathleen, I thought so too. I really thought so too. All right. Hi, Betty B. Good to see you. You heard that too, Sam? Yeah. It surprised me when I heard that. I'm like, oh, well, shoot. It doesn't fit my narrative. Oh, he said he married Christine because of her pedigree, his words. Yeah, I mean, but again, like, maybe it was his way of justifying I don't really love her, so there's something, but it's not as important. I don't know. It's a good question. Follow the white rabbit. I feel like I'd love to just sit down and have a conversation with Notes to Self. I don't know her name. Living Large in Filth by Robyn Brown. Yeah, did you notice the house got messy again? I mean, it is Christmas. My house is messy at Christmas time too, because there's so many extra people, and they didn't have extra people though, but lots of food, constant meals. I'm not used to. My son has never been a big eater, so for me to have an additional 2 grown men in the house, and my husband, he'll just graze or grab whatever, so I could make one normal size meal and we'd all have it, and there'd always be leftovers. So now when I have 2 son-in-laws in this house, I'm like, oh, men eat a lot of food. And they don't know, like my husband, he doesn't have a stash of food here and the stash of this over here to like keep grabbing. So there's lots of dishes and pans, and always trying to keep up with cleaning things and getting ready for the next meal, etc., etc. Scarlett, oh, we hated the AUB decision. Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. The biggest mystery, why Kody acts that way. There's a whole psychology class. Mervy Girl says, imagine how much money he kept from the women. All payments from TLC went into one account for years. And then he paid the ladies what they needed. And he took money from that account to do an 11-day honeymoon with one wife, while the other one just had his 6th child and had 5 more kids at home to take care of. He left for 11 days. And yet, when Christine mentioned something about a vacation, he said, save your food money. Save your food money. And we know they all got the same amount of food money. I mean, even said in the book, which I moved over there. Keep referencing it over here. Meri would say that, like, they had fresh fruits and fresh vegetables and other, because she only had one child. So she didn't have all the processed foods in her house and everything. I'm like, well, that's not fair. So Christine had to feed her 6 kids on the same amount of money that Robyn had, or that Meri had to feed one. But save some of that. So take the food out of our kids' mouths if you want to take a vacation. That's what he told her. He's the worst. Yeah, that's right, Lori. Yeah, she did share that her dad said that if any one of those 3 women wanted a release, I just think it would be amazing that they would just do it out of spite. And by out of spite, I mean out of doing the right thing. It is what is right in the world. I mean, you know, we need the balance in the universe. And if Kody keeps getting his way, it's out of balance. So we need it. The lawsuit is helping. The show now is helping because they're revealing more and more stuff on the show. And if the other 2 women would go get a release, that would be great. Janelle, I think, is caught up on the fact that the release essentially is equal to divorce. And she's been divorced once. I think she's just caught up in that. I don't think she wants to say she was divorced twice. I think she feels like a failure. She's not. The first marriage didn't even last a year. Like, it should have never happened. And then this one went, how many years? 30 some years? Until he lost his mind and ignored her children. Like, she didn't have a choice. So I wish she could see it that way. I wish her kids would explain it to her that way and in those terms. I wish she would know that nobody's going to look down on her or bad at her at all. In fact, we will be cheering. There will be a party. If Janelle and Christine, wouldn't it be great if they went together? If Janelle, and we put it out there in the universe, if Janelle and Christine were to go together one day and just go meet with the head of the AUB, have the conversation, get the release, we're having a party. We're doing it. It's just going to be one of these evenings. We're going to get together. This will have alcohol in it. All my favorite snacks that are terrible. Everything processed. Highly processed foods will fill this desk in front of me. All that good stuff. All the good comfort food snacks. And we're going to drink. And we're going to eat. And we're going to be merry. It'll be great. Oh, bring it down, Jenny. It's probably not going to happen. But it would be fun, wouldn't it? It would be a party. Mark my words. A little thumbnail. It's going to have party hat and streamers and that. It's just going to say party. Live, 7 p.m. Be there or be square. Robyn work, really, I'm afraid if she's afraid she's going to chip a nail, if she's going to say workman's comp. That woman is going to do all she can in life to never work a day. I mean, I guess she worked a couple days after her first divorce, but it's like after she left her husband, the divorce, she was already dating Kody, and he was paying for everything for her once they started dating. So it was less than a year's period of time. All right. Whoa! All of a sudden my chat jumped ahead. I think it just gets stuck at times. And then all of a sudden it starts scrolling really fast. Okay. Where are we? That's a good question too now, Sam. That is a good question. Let me pose this to the rest of you. What do you think about him saying Christine was brave? I feel like he's trying to set it up that to make it very, very, very extra clear that Christine left him and he didn't want her to go. But despite the fact he was telling her no and saying no, she was brave enough to pick up and leave. To set the groundwork so that if she ever goes to the AUB, that the AUB will say, and maybe even part of the lawsuit hadn't happened at this time. That I feel like his terminology was for those purposes, but I don't know that it really helped. I don't know if he accomplished his goal, but in his mind, he was accomplishing all kinds of goals in terms of getting Meri to say things he wanted her to say that he thought would make a difference. He doesn't think that any of us can see his motives. And I think that's a sign of a narcissist. They really believe that they're smarter than everybody and that they're tricking everybody and fooling everybody. Not happening. We're totally on to you, Kody. Oh. All right. Or are we having a lot of book titles here? The Bitter Pickle Conundrum by Anonymous. Oh. Miss Molly's mom. So when they bought Coyote Pass, they were still getting paid as one account, from TLC. That joint paycheck went out the window. And so did the means to pay off Coyote Pass. Yeah. I mean, once they started collecting their own, I think they each had to then contribute to their parcels. This is how I picture it. I might be wrong, but the way I picture it is TLC paid them in one lump sum. It went into the family account, and then it was dispersed as needed. So its mortgage and utilities went to everybody, plus a food stipend. And after that, everything for the kids, the wives had to pay out of their own individual stuff. Or if it was a big expense, like car repair or needing a car or something along that line, they would go to the family account to pay for that, i.e. Robyn's houses. So when Christine decided to go, and that was going to be a dividing up of the assets, because that happened so many years ago. At that point, I think what they did is they looked at Coyote Pass. They looked at, they probably didn't look at how much acreage each person had left. They probably just thought, well, the total amount we paid off of Coyote Pass is this dollar amount. And so now, because there's Meri, Janelle, Robyn, and myself, we have 4 people contributing. We'll divide it by 4 and each pay off that, which is completely unfair, especially to Meri. Janelle gets cheated in that deal. Meri gets slighted in the biggest way. So now, because TLC is paying them directly, they have to give back to pay off their portion, which would make sense with the line when Janelle said that Robyn, Meri, Kody, and I all have to pay off our part of Coyote Pass. And I have my money, but Kody does not. So he can't buy me out either. And we can't really pay off the land. So she suggested he get a loan, and he did get a loan, and it got paid off. Now, I'd love to know if he bought her a portion of it. I don't know. Let me write that down. Let me see if I can look that up online. Okay. Okay. 375, you're like number 375, Tammy. That's awesome. Thank you all for hitting the like button. I appreciate it. Anyone who's hit the like button and hasn't put your number in here, put it in so we can all see. Okay. Meri had a lot of friends. Yeah, Meri did have a lot of friends. Yeah, Rachel, he had that stance of, I'm going to slouch like I'm cooler than everyone and just have my hands hanging down between my legs like I'm the shit. That's what he looked like. And when he gets smug, literally his chin juts out. I mean, I guess that's where the smug look comes from, but his whole bottom jaw, he starts to talk like this. It really bothers me. Of course, the way I'm speaking with these aligners bothers me too. I bother myself, so equal opportunity bother. Oh, was that the line? Because there were a couple times he barked at her. But Meri, I didn't realize that she called him out for abandoning, and then he told her it was one of those. Okay, that's good to know. It's good to know, Meri. You're on it. Good memory. Okay. New for 2025, Kody's abs impacts on Coyote Pass calendar. Killing me, Mama Squirrel. Oh. Yeah, talk about your wives like dogs. Pick me, pick me. He loves his dog analogies when it comes to his wives. Yes, Mandy, you're 100% right. All these TLC shows where there's children involved, there should be a trust. That money goes into the trust for all kids involved. Yep. Any kid that's on camera. Absolutely. Okay. Kody, Meri, Christine, and Robyn have the education level of a 6th grader. But Robyn took calculus. Well, they had to get their GEDs. They probably were educated up to 6th grade, and then they started studying for the GED. Because I know Meri and Christine took college classes. And somebody said Kody took one, but I don't know that for a fact. Isabel, like number 381. Yay. Okay. He says he has a patriarchy, and then he says he doesn't have a patriarchy. That's right. Spot on. You're right, Scarlett. Julie, his voice is 100% getting rougher and rougher and rougher. And again, this isn't allegedly, this is true. Steroid use does lead to that kind of gravelly, rough, affects the vocal folds, and you get that kind of voice. Not that Kody takes steroids. He just exhibits all the behaviors of somebody who would, allegedly. It's the real deal. It sure is. I think he loved Christine because she was the brightest light, positive. He did give tons of presents when Meri got nothing. Yeah, at the beginning, I think I don't know that he really loved Christine. It didn't seem like they really courted at all. It was just over the phone. But I think he grew in love with her, which I hear from a lot of arranged marriages in India and all that they're like, no, you grow to love the person that you get arranged to marry. Sometimes. Often we pick them and still fall out of love. So I don't know how you can be assigned one. But I do believe that there is a part of him that when he saw how good she was for the family, when he saw how she smoothed the relations between Meri and Janelle, and when he saw what a great mom she was, that he really grew to love her. All right. That's a good point, Follow the White Rabbit. He was also new to the AUB at the time, so he may not have realized that her pedigree didn't matter that much to them. Yeah. She was getting an education degree, wasn't she, Christine? I don't know if she ever finished it. I feel like at one point she said she did, but I don't know if that was like a 2-year education aid certificate or if it was a full 4 years. I feel like we would know if it was a full 4 years of college. So, but I know she did take classes. So that's why I say they had to have at least completed the AUB. But I do know that the schooling doesn't go very far because the intent of the women is to be baby makers. Very similar to the Amish community. All right. Oh, that's a good question, Carol. What'd they do with all that stuff in Kody and Robyn's house that they had to put away somewhere when they decided to sell the not sell? I guess it's all in multiple storage units. I'm gonna say a storage unit. All right, what's the deal with his curls? All right. The OG3 need to request an audit from TLC. That would be interesting. That's normal behavior. He made it sound disgusting, like that was going above and beyond. Which are you referencing, Scarlett? By the time I'm reading this, it's probably way beyond. Maybe that was the normal behavior that he was giving to Robyn, but he acted like he was going above and beyond. I want to catch the court case. Oh, more than anything. You know he's going to want to settle because there's no way he wants that out in public. And, I mean, the stuff you have to disclose ahead of time anyway, the amount of paperwork that her lawyer's going to require for Kody to produce is going to freak him out. Do you remember when, I can't remember, it may have been for the adoption of the kids, which would have only been like, what was that, a year or two after living in Vegas when they kind of started the divorce proceedings for Meri. So I think in order for the kids to be adopted, there was a scene where Robyn was in her office pulling out these file drawers and just digging through files looking for the divorce papers, maybe? It's probably her original divorce papers to prove that she was divorced and that the kids, what the arrangement was with the kids. And she just kept looking and digging and digging. Like, how much stuff did she really have? She lived the whole time with him and with her husband and her 3 kids in a trailer. And then it was only like a year in that one house that was her mother's. Were they married in the AUB faith? Oh no, were they? They must have been. Splashstone's daddy. So he had rental property, and so Robyn lived in that before she moved up to Lehigh, and then the Brown family paid for her own house up there. So she couldn't have had a whole lot of stuff throughout this time. And then they moved to Vegas. So, maybe 5 years of your life or something. Like, how much paperwork do you have that you're digging through all these different files? Like, shouldn't there just be a file that says divorce on it? And alphabetically, it would be after the C's and before the E's. I don't know. That's the crazy system I have going on in my house. Doesn't seem like she employs that. She's pulling out all these files and looking through all of them just to see what papers were in them. Yes, Stephanie. She says, I'm glad Meri said what the AUB told Kody since Kody wasn't going to say what they said to him. And I'd love to know more. in that video, and which you guys can see on TikTok and YouTube, notes to self, said that she knows a lot more of what was said in that conversation, but out of respect for Meri, and really out of respect for the church and her dad. I don't know if her dad was thrilled that she was sharing what, I mean, they already discussed how much she would share. I don't know. But I kept saying, like, can you say this? Don't say too much, because I don't want him to stop talking to you. I was getting nervous. Okay. Yeah, Mandy, it is bizarre that funding the family didn't take into account. The reason for that is they always, originally, until Coyote Pass, until the very end of their marriage, originally, they believed that it would be punishing. It's just fair. It's the most bizarre logic. But this is what they say. It would be punishing the wife that didn't have as many kids to not give them the same amount of money. It's horribly flawed logic. I don't understand it at all. And I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe Meri was very, very emotional about that. And that, like, when it's time to divvy out the money, when I see I get less, it's a constant reminder that I can't have another child. And maybe she could cry or something. Like, maybe that's how it went, because I don't see how a logical brain would agree to. I would never agree to that. I would be like, whoa. You have 2 mouths to feed. I have 7. No way. I need 6 times the amount of money that she's getting to feed my family. End of story. Because it's only fair that Christine's kids could have fresh fruits and vegetables as well. I don't know. I never get it. I never got it. It never made sense to me. But then somehow he ropes Robyn into moving and promising her the world in the beginning of a new relationship. But yet she still agreed to only have her name on 2 acres of land. 2 1/3 acres of land out of the 14 acres. Why did Meri agree to that? So that's when it flipped and went the other way. Like, all right, like, I don't know, with the land, I almost feel like it's just land. That should be divided equally. The food budget is different. The land, everyone gets the same amount of land. How much more land do you, just because you have a few more kids, you don't need to have more acreage. Like, they're all going to be playing at each other's. That's the one thing that made sense to me, that it would be divided equally. And yet that was the first time we saw that Meri got less because she had less children. And she was apparently okay with it, because they all signed off on it. Unless she was tricked. She could have an amazing book. I'm here for it. Meri, my husband is an English teacher. We'll help you write it and edit it. Come on over. Got an extra bedroom? Just spend a week telling all your stories. I'll be there to, like, prompt all the questions. I'll get them to write it all down. You can proofread everything together. I know exactly what the people want to know. Meri, do you hear me? Meri, can you hear me? Okay. Let's see here. That's just the stuff we know about Lori E. I don't know who Lori E is. Well, I don't know. I missed something in the conversation here. I did notice, Isabel, that outside, it didn't look as off, like he really appeared high at the, what do they call those? Lookbacks, talkback? Lookback. No, it was the talkbacks. The talkbacks were the ones that were recorded in the living rooms of all of the wives' houses. So when Kody and Robyn, so Robyn was like this the whole time. She looked like she was on something different. Kody's eyes were like this. I mean, both of them so bizarre throughout the entire thing. I mean, it was crazy weird. So I thought they had just gotten into a fight right beforehand. That's why I thought Robyn shut down, because she didn't want to participate at all, and that she got threatened. Okay, we're not going to pay you for the second half of the season if you're not going to complete it. And so she was pissed and then decided, fine, I'll sit there, but I'm not going to say much of anything. Pouted like a little girl because she always gets what she wants. I was thinking that's how that all went down. But I don't know, but Kody was just, his head, you could tell, his brain was bouncing around. So then I really thought it. This, not as much. If it was, he was on something else. I mean, he could have been drunk. They were outside too, and it was cold because it was snowing, so his eyes could have been watery from that. Good, Danny. You let us know the minute you email me if you hear anything. Speaking of which, if anyone hears anything good and they want to email me, I get emails all the time from people. A lot of the stuff I just can't follow up on just because I don't have the time. The day may come. May God in heaven hear me. I don't know if God is like really snarky Sister Wives fan. He's probably like, yeah, Jenny. Don't even ask me. I take it back. You're busy with other things. But I would love this channel to get to the place where next year I can pare back on the other 2 jobs, so I can like spend more time doing more videos and doing more live streams and pouring myself into this. I'm just not at that place yet. And they're both just part-time jobs, but so it's not like this one probably pays the least of the 3, and I probably put in 4 to 5 times the amount of work. But it's fun. This is fun. It's kind of like getting paid for a hobby. A hobby of making fun of people. That's kind of odd. A hobby of talking with your friends. Can you imagine getting paid to get... I'm the lucky one on this channel, people. I'm the lucky one. I love all you sister friends. Okay. All right. Let me see what else there is here. Oh, Tasha, the Wervin nurse. 421. From the IE in Cali. IE. Inner something? What is the IE? I've never heard of that reference before, Tasha. Where is the IE in Cali? Or is that an abbreviation for a county or a city? Irvine? Nah, I don't know. I'll just let me know. Love how they can't sell the mansion because of the lawsuit. Me too, Pamela. Love it. I guess none of us know for 100% sure that that's why, but it makes sense. Betty B said she missed the placenta eating thing. Oh, Betty, you are behind. You have to catch up, Betty. Come on, Betty. It was disgusting. I did not realize how big a bite she took. When I saw that, I thought it was just kind of like a weird part. I was still looking for a tiny little nibble somewhere. She like really bit into it. Okay, I will say, I'm not going to put this on a video, so I'll just tell you guys. In the one of her live streams on her Patreon, when they were talking about that episode, she explained, I'm like, okay, that makes it sound a little bit better. She delivered Avalon at home, and after Avalon was born, she was hemorrhaging a lot and bleeding a lot, and she ended up going to the hospital. But the midwife told her that if she internalized the placenta, that often helps decrease the bleeding. So she did it, not just for the reasons the other reasons, but she did it right away, just right there, as sort of a means of, and she said that it cut it down significantly, but it didn't make it go away. So she ended up going to the hospital. but she felt like it helped. I don't know. Doc Karen, wherever you are, you can chime in on this again. Our resident OBGYN. But it made a little bit more sense because it just felt like, but you know, we didn't need to hear it, and we certainly didn't need to see it. That would make your year, Mandy, if we found out Janelle's lesbian. You know what? Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Divorce and child custody cases are public in Utah unless there is a court ruling. Hopefully there isn't. So we'll be able to see what's in the documents. Yeah. I can see Kody wanting to settle, but then, see, I can see this being nasty is what I can see it being. Because I can see him really wanting to settle because he doesn't want things to go public. He doesn't want anyone to be in the know and that. But he's so stubborn. That man's so arrogant and stubborn that if Christine gives him a number that he thinks is outrageous, I think he thinks, I'll win in court. So that would be amazing. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird that she doesn't talk to her dad anymore, but then she talked to him after this. I think she said he called her, but... So, yeah. And then something happened with her brother. She says she doesn't talk to him anymore since her brother passed away. And he was handicapped, her brother. I think he was older. I think he was an adult brother. She felt like something was mishandled with it. I don't know if it was the information about it. I don't know if it was the actual illness. I know nothing. But she said after that, because they were kind of contentious anyway as soon as she left the faith. But it was still, they still had communication. But she said it's basically down to nothing. But this, they talked about. So go figure. And Scarlett would like for Janelle to meet a single older farmer who would be wonderful to her. It would be sweet. She would love that. Somebody who would talk about gardening and soil proteins and the rainfall for the given year and all that stuff about growing things. She would just sit there with a cup of hot coffee at night and teas, and I could see it now. It'd be cute. Oh, her dad wasn't happy that she was disclosing these. See, I'm not caught up on everything she said because they're so long. She has very, very long. Very long. I just don't have the time. I'd love to. Someday, maybe. I don't have time to keep up on all these long. Meanwhile, here we go, over 2 hours. But Emily D. Baker, it'd be great if she... Help her out, Emily D. Help her out. Hook her up with somebody. Who's that high-profile woman's lawyer? Gloria Elridge? There you go. Always fighting for the women. She should represent them. I don't know if she'll represent 2 people one time. She could represent Christine in this anyway. Okay. North Vanamy. Hello, North Vanamy. Really enjoyed hearing what the prophet's daughter had to say. Yes. Yeah, she's very well-spoken, and I enjoy getting a peek behind the curtain. It's nice that she's has a channel to share with us. I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure she said she started the channel because of seeing people who are very mean-spirited and misrepresenting. It made it sound like she was just referring to one content creator. She was not referring to me at all. I'm sure I've said some things that are not completely accurate because I don't know. But I think she was referring to one particular content creator who's very nasty on the channel and has said some horrible things about people in the faith and how the faith is run and parts of it. And so that's what motivated her to start her channel. It was to speak the truth of what really happened and stop. And I think her sister went on other content. She didn't name the name. Other content creators' channel. So that wasn't my channel. So hopefully it was just one person she was talking about. Other content creators' channel and did an interview with that person. And she said that she loves her sister dearly. She wished she wouldn't have done that on that channel. So there you go. Oh, you think that they had a falling out? Oh, that's true. Keep forgetting we're living in the past still. You're right. It's 2 years ago. So since then, so this is information, I keep forgetting that. This is information she had from 2 years ago. Right, that makes sense. Follow the White Rabbit. I don't know why I forgot that. Yeah. And then maybe she did say that they don't speak anymore because of a situation with her brother passing away. So that's all I know, but that must have happened after that. Okay. Well, Lori, good point, Lori. Meri made the same amount of money and she put it into the family funds. And it got divided out amongst everybody. It's a good point. Yeah. Isabel, I think Meri has so much dirt on Kody. He seemed to think that she will never say anything against him. Right. He knows that she's loyal to him. He totally does, right? Fact that he said Meri's not loyal was enough to put me in a tailspin. And then for him to go on and say she's never been loyal to me, I just couldn't even. I'm like, thank you. Thank you for the confirmation that everything that comes out of your mouth is BS, because Meri's the most loyal in the whole family. And that's why he's been fine trading her the way he has been, because he knew she would never do anything. But because she followed through on this, now all of a sudden, she's not loyal, because a loyal person, i.e. obedient person, would never out Kody. And she didn't out him. She just said, I believe in the faith, so I need to be released. Because if you're miserable with me, this is going to be a miserable afterlife. Let me go. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I've said that before too, Donna Miller. Oh, how I would love for the three of them to write a book together. Okay, all three of you? I'm sure they'll go with Simon and Schuster, not Jenny and her husband. But if you want to, we're way cheaper than Simon and Schuster. Free. Just come on over. We'll hear your stories, put them all together for you. She did it out of spite, and I love her for it. That's right, Scarlett. That's right. Tony needs a haircut. Meri also worked. Stella, that's right. She used to quit jobs to go on trips with Kody early on. Yeah. That was like right at the, they both quit their jobs right after they got married. They got married and both quit their jobs. And then they went on a honeymoon and neither of them had employment when they got back. Talk about irresponsibility. The hormones went into my mouth by the brackets. Oh, goodness. Okay, I think I'm almost caught up here, although I know it's jumping ahead. Miss Molly's mom. That could be it. I'm disappointed that Meri was like kind of letting Kody walk over in that conversation. But I also believe that she didn't understand what he was doing because he's so highly qualified as a manipulator and a narcissist in terms of controlling what he wanted her to say. But I think that she has been through a lot of therapy to work on her anger issues because she had a lot of anger issues in the past. And so I feel like she's at a point now that she just chooses to take the high road. But I hope that that's in terms of her actual anger. I hope that part of her therapy is to get it out in writing. Isn't every therapist, don't they say write? I think writing is what you should do. Dog kicking adventures of Robyn Brown. All right, guys, we have reached the end here. I think we've pretty much covered. You're trying to make me own it. He also got mad because I think he felt like she was trying, at one point Kody was trying to, he felt she was trying to make him say, I abandoned you, I kicked you out. She wasn't trying to make him say that. But because she wasn't playing along with his plan and like saying the things he wanted, I feel like you're trying to do this. Again, projection, Kody, the king of projection. You know what he thinks and what he feels and what he wants to say based on what he says other people are thinking and feeling and saying. You know, like at the wedding, everybody was acting like they were all having more fun than they really were. Right, yeah, that's what they were doing. They weren't having a good time together as a family. Right, Kody? Sure. All right. Please like and subscribe. Join if you're able. Tip your servers on the way out the door. That's nice of you. Thank you, Lynn Skinner. Mama Squirrel, let us know where to buy your books. Oh, good night, sister friends. Cloak of Charity meets Harry Potter. There you go. There's a series. Okay. You all are amazing. Oh, I didn't do the quote. Your quote for the week is, you guys can keep chatting with each other. Here we go. Scroll down. You are responsible for your life. You can't keep blaming somebody else for your dysfunction. Life is really about moving on. That's a good one for Kody. I'll put that in the chat. It's Oprah Winfrey. Oops, what happened? Copy. Okay. You are responsible for your life. You can't keep blaming somebody else for your dysfunction. It's just like Oprah wrote it for Kody. Here you go, Kody. Oprah herself talking to you. There you go. Okay, everybody. Look at you chatting away. So good to see you all again. I will see you next week. I will have some videos coming out this week. Keep your eyes open. If you didn't get a chance, take a look at the one that went out today. And take care. Love you all, sister friends. Good night.